How's placement going?
Not bad, to be fair. Just kind of get stuck in, kind of getting used to it. Finding my way around M Sport and like the MEC and stuff, and just trying to get to grips with where everything is.
I guess it's probably been quite nice for you because you've had a fairly slow bit of integration, coming to a few Malcolm Wilson rallies.
Yeah, kind of just seeing the place.
Then
So it's not been like a complete like dropped in the deep end, because I kind of did know where some stuff was, and I had an idea of how it worked. Especially coming from here, because like it's so simple. Like here, it's like being here, but then like times 10.
Elevated,
Yeah,
I know what I mean.
So it's not a complete culture shock, which has been good.
Yeah, I sort of found a similar thing when I was in engine shop. Like the way you do things is similar, but just a different
level.
Yeah. Like the cleanliness. That's what blew my mind. I think the first time I went to M Sport to actually work is like how thorough everything was, and like the thing that I always explain to people, which I think always makes people realise, okay, you're not just throwing oil around in a room. It's like when you start saying to me, like you lay blue roll out nice and square on your bench, and then you line all your tools up square to each other, because you're essentially almost a surgeon there.
Yeah. It's like you come out home after a day's work and you're still clean.
Yeah.
Like I know you're in overalls and stuff, but people think you go work on a rally car and you get covered in mud and all that. Like if you go to Greystoke, then but if you just do in the workshop, like it's so clean, and it has to be clean all the time.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite cool. But then trying to bring that into here as well, we're trying to teach some of the first and second years now, like wipe up. If you're dripping coolant on the floor, wipe it up, bung it.
You're not just working in a car park anymore.
You need to like bring it up to stage, which I think would be really good, because then we can, as we go through M Sport and kind of, as you've been and I'm going, we can bring in this kind of ethos of like, so then next year's placement students will be even more prepped.
Exactly.
So they can have
more
experience with it. Yeah. So then they kind of know what they're doing. And it just makes everything run smoother. Like a clean car's faster.
It is at the end of the day, yeah. Always keeps the stress down as well a bit when you've got people who know everything is, know the crack, know that like you don't need to be shouting around a car.
But you can see problems as well. So say you've got like coolant leaks, oil leaks, that kind of thing. You can literally just see like, it's leaking on the sump and it's come from here because the car was clean. It's not covered in like 4 rallies worth of dirt and oil and grime and crap and stuff. So
yeah, I know what you mean. Definitely.
But try and keep it, like, just trying to bring that ethos in of being clean, being, like, being, I guess, anal about stuff, and, like, almost OCD sometimes. You need to be, because otherwise either stuff gets lost, like we've seen with stores, or stuff gets broken, or stuff just gets forgotten.
We had a thing as well in engine shop. I'm assuming it's similar in build bay, like, no matter what, the procedure comes first, and then like the time constraint comes after.
Yeah.
And the idea is that the procedure you should always be doing, and your basically level is basically then how well you can do the correct procedure in a short amount of period of time, not the other way around. You don't work fast and messy. You work clean, and then the speed comes. Yeah,
you almost become like a machine. So all the processes you do in the same order every time, and then you become quite quick.
And you can just bang it out.
Yeah, like when I was building cooling packages on production, you just once you do the first one, you're a bit slow, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you've got like a system in your head, and then by the third or fourth one, you're literally just like firing through them because you can just get them done.
I found the great thing about M Sport as well that I thought was really nice, which I'm assuming again is probably the same in the build bay. Like you're constantly like, you see the similar problems every day, but actually understanding that like basis root cause of the problem. You then have people who've been there like 10 years. Who've seen thousands and can explain to you why you get to that root cause, and then what's done about it, and other like little side tricks like cable tie nylocks, for example. if you're like properly in the
tricks,
poo,
like stuff you learn from the old boys. But no, like stuff like that's really useful. Like the little tricks and tricks of the trade type of thing.
And knowing like from speaking to them, I found like you almost. Yeah, you haven't experienced it, but you can begin to imagine it, and then when it comes to that time when you need to use it, you can begin to gauge, that's okay, that's too sketchy, like, because at some point you've got to draw the line.
Yeah, definitely.
But
like holding a wing mirror on it's fine. Holding, I don't know, your turbo on with it probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, I've heard some quite funny ones.
Just trying to get stuff by. Yeah. But yeah, it's like time and place as well, though, isn't it? Like if you're in the workshop, don't be doing bodges.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got.
But if you're in a service, then well, you need to get the car out.
Exactly, that's it.
But no, it's just kind of, it's definitely massive. Like the stuff you learn, you might not think you learn it at the time, and then you come back and you're like, oh, you actually like when you sit down and think of it, or when you come here, then you realise how much you've actually learned. That's what I think when the penny drops, because when you do it at work, you kind of just keep learning every day, because every day's a learning day.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, to be fair, and everyone. So you keep going, then it doesn't really. The penny doesn't really drop until like you come here, you do something here, and then you go, oh well, it's second nature now, and everything seems to be going smoother. Or
you come back here and you're like, oh, actually, we could really share and teach everyone actually this trick and this is how this is a great level to be at, and actually doing that, leaving that part dirty and putting it back on is useless. Why would we do that? Yeah. Have you found the change from like going from second year out into industry on placement?
I'm really enjoying it. I can't lie. I like the routine of it. Like lectures and stuff are great, but the downtime in between them and the fact they're not the same every week is a little bit like.
Yeah, I get that.
So you can't have a set routine. I quite like my routine in the week.
Yeah, and I quite like them because you've got that standard structure, but then you've also got a lot of other things that as engine shop, and sometimes we used to go out with gearbox shop. We always used to go out to the lakes like and do every week on like a Wednesday, I think it was. We used to go out to the lake and basically just have a barbecue. And it's all about that, sort of exploring the Lake District.
Yeah, kind of having the track, because I've got some mates up there. Martin and I've been doing some green laning stuff with the 4x4s, so go camping, to try and make the most. Obviously running's kind of taking over for the next couple of weeks, but it's a very pretty place to live. It's just in the middle of nowhere a little bit. Yeah. Like you literally come through the A66 and it's like, oh, pretty mountains, and then Dovenby Halls just appears and you're like, oh.
Out of the woods.
Yeah, generally just massive like motorsport facility, and you're like, oh, okay.
Wild, isn't it? So cool.
It is cool. I think that's why it thrives where it is.
Yeah.
Because it gets away with being able to be what it is.
And the track's mega as well.
Yeah.
Have you been to a shakedown yet?
Yeah, I've done a few shakedowns. I went in the car with John Armstrong actually.
Yeah, that's mega.
Before Caradiggio. I had to do like I had to read a phone. So I was literally sat in his. So I don't have a phone with me, but I was literally sat in this Rally 2 as he was caning it, and I was literally trying to read when he was doing virtual chicane. So you're going from like 175 kilometers an hour down to like 50 and straight back up again. You're trying to read a phone. That really does make you feel a bit sick.
Mate, I went out in a shakedown in Rally 2, and like, you know that like they accelerate hard, and they like stop well. But it's like another thing actually, just like, I don't know, the way they stopped blew me away. You know, as you're coming down the main straight into that first corner where you're properly hard on, it's like nearly like 3G. And like the first time you're not really prepared for, you're like, oh, I'm braking. And then your head's like, and you're like, oh mate, that's actually ridiculous.
We were coming up the back, I was again with John. Do you know where you come round and you kind of come back in on yourself, don't you? You do the loop, and then you come up the back to the top.
Yeah.
And there's like the
back of the 90, yeah.
But we were coming up there, and obviously you can cut the curbs, so you can take it pretty flat. So John was coming flat. The rain was genuinely sideways. It was awful weather. And John was just foot flat to the floor, just caning it. And he hit some water and he aquaplaned. And I kid you not, we went from being like facing where we were going to 90 degrees left to forward again in probably like half a second.
It's mad, isn't it?
And he's there laughing. This is like 110 miles an hour. And he's there laughing like, oh, it's a bit twitchy today. And then he's just having the crack, and I'm just there like, oh Jesus, sat in the seat next to him, like that was not fun at all.
Did you do like, I was in it when they were in like road mode first, and then I went back out where they're in like Cal 5, ALS 3. And then the difference in power is just mad. The torque curve's just like full chat from right low. Like you come out the hairpin, and the driver I was with, like, he was testing the handbrake out because it was a rebuild shakedown. And tested the handbrake out on the little donut skid pad, pulled that, went to put his foot in, obviously not expecting how much he had to give, and just completely went opposite lock and like back again and caught it and went off. But so cool. It's wild.
But no, like watching
perks of the job.
Like you said, the handbrake though, it kind of just comes on so quick. Because you're literally like driving, and like John was using it to rotate and stuff, and he'd literally just be like changing down the gears, and he would generally just flick it with one finger just to disengage the diff, and the thing would just go and just all the way around. Whereas in this, you're like, come on, on, like,
Yeah,
please,
you're trying to
please
pull it
turn.
around.
Yeah, I mean, so it's been like a couple of weeks since the down rally. That was your first rally back in a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite nice actually to get back into the swing of the team a bit because placement sort of ate up my time in a good way. It was just one of those places where you end up like head down so engrossed in it that you almost lose track of the rest of
you
your
get
life.
tunnel vision.
Yeah. But no, down rally was really good fun. I always like going over to Ireland. And it never seems to, everyone sort of says it rains, but
It didn't. The weather was actually really
times I've been
nice.
to Ireland, it's always been quite good, but apart from Ulster where it bucketed it down. But every other time it's always pretty nice. But no, it's definitely good to start with. And it was quite nice and a bit of an eye-opener of like, oh, okay, this is what we used to do at M Sport. Actually, maybe there'd be space to slowly incorporate stuff like that into the team. Gave me some ideas to bring to us.
Yeah, 100%.
So we can bring up our whole team's level, which I think is always a good thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And then obviously we got a bit of a test for the first service. That was good fun. Cheeky intercooler swap. Wow.
Yeah, that was quite busy.
We're getting quick at that now.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's a good thing or quite a bad thing.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's such a good cracker in Ireland, like tarmac rallying and stuff.
Everyone's so sound as well.
The day ran so well, but it was also so relaxed. I think it was kind of the perfect rally for us coming back after a bit of hiatus. Yeah. Because it was, I mean, granted we had some issues, like the boost leaks and stuff, but everyone enjoyed it. Like spirits were still high and the morale was still good. So even though we didn't quite get the rally we wanted in terms of performance on the car, it was great for the team because we actually got out there, did stuff, got back in the swing of things. So now when we go to Epping at the end of the month, where the cobwebs have been dusted off and we're like back into it. Like
I think it was also good. Charlie sounds like he actually found a really happy spot with the setup as well.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
always good to have a good setup for Irish tarmac. And it's always exciting as well to get a bit of a different thing in a service, like changing cam washers and stuff is always quite nice, I think. It's just more exciting sometimes than just clicking things.
Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes problems are good fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Like, just cover it all in spag.
Yeah.
Spag everything. Mint.
But no, it's just sweet.